A change of the guard is on its way for the upcoming school year. After last week's SGA elections, junior Anna May was named student body president alongside sophomore Jack Day as her vice president.
In this week's What's the Buzz, Miranda Richards sits down with May to discuss what she hopes to accomplish when she steps into her role as student body president.
Thanks, guys. Joining us now is President-elect Anna May. Thanks for being here, Anna.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Elections were just over a week ago. How are you feeling, and what does it mean for you to finally step into this new role?
So they were just under a week ago, and I've been busy so far, even though it's only been a week, because my Vice President, Jack Day, and I have been choosing who we want as our secretary and treasurer, so that was a whole decision to be made, interviews to be done, all that sort of thing. It's been really fun. I've enjoyed it. I've already feel like I've learned so much about the role that I didn't know or didn't realize last year, because there's so much done behind the scenes that you don't necessarily realize as a senator, which it's really cool to see that part just in a week. I think I've been into Jason Richter's office like 3 times in the last 6 days, but he's been super helpful, been talking us through a lot, letting us know how it goes. You know, he's been here for years and years and seen all kinds of different presidents, so it's really interesting to hear his perspective and like what he has to say about everything, and just he'll tell us what we need to do, what like our tasks, our duties, and then he'll be like, well, you can do that, but you don't have to. And it's just interesting to be like in that type of role. I've never had a role like that before.
What do you hope to accomplish as SGA president?
Jack and I have talked a lot about this. We have a few set ideas. I know one of them. So currently SGA is working on some outdoor spaces. So if you've seen the flags and circles around campus, those are going to be fireplaces come next year. And I know in the works down the line is like pickleball courts, basketball courts outside. Jack and I want to focus on some of those indoor spaces, like the Ambrose Hall game room, for example, looks a little bit dated. There's a lot of good stuff to do down there, but it's not the most cozy space. A lot of people don't love hanging out down there because of that. So we're going to try to make that a little more appealing, maybe add some new things down there, fresh coat of paint. We haven't talked all the details yet, but just some things to make some indoor spaces a little nicer, since not all of the dorms have lounges, and you know, if you want to hang out with more than 2 or 3 people, your room might not be the best place to do that. So focusing on some spaces like that is one thing. And we have some other ideas in the works, but that's what they are right now, so I don't really feel like sharing them, because I don't want people to be like, oh, you know, they promised they would do this, and then we can't for whatever reason. So
how are you preparing to take on such a large role within SAU?
I think talking to Jason Richter a lot, talking to Jack, kind of surrounding myself with people who know more than me, recognizing that I don't know much about a role like this, or this role specifically. So just taking that criticism, understanding that there is a lot that I don't know, and going from there, just rolling with it each day, making a lot of to-do lists, Google Calendar, sticky notes. Those have been good friends the last week. So I would say that's definitely a big thing. And then just having good friends, people that are very understanding and helpful through this transition process, especially when it's super busy here at the beginning, has been really nice to have people that I can talk to or lean on a little bit through this, especially Jack.
Yeah, amazing. So when do you officially take the reins as SGA president?
Yeah, so we actually took the reins last week, about halfway through the meeting. So our meetings are on Sunday nights, and we started last week halfway through. So this meeting coming up this Sunday will be my first full meeting where I'm sitting at the head, have the president title, and our full cabinet will be there. So that's really exciting.
That's so exciting. What is something that you want your fellow SAU students to know about the upcoming school year?
I think one thing that I would like our fellow students to know is that everything is done a specific way for a reason. I know it's easy sometimes as a student to get frustrated with little things, or get annoyed that something's done the way that it is. But just being a senator on SGA, a class senator, I've learned a lot about why things are done the way that they are. Mm-hmm. And that has been super interesting to hear all of that. But then also to share that with people like, oh yeah, well, that's because of this, or this happened and that's why it's this way. And then usually, even if it doesn't change it or fix it, then people are like, oh, that makes sense. And just seeing both sides of that is really, I think, important as far as, understanding things and just gaining a larger perspective, a bigger picture, being able to see that a little bit easier.
Yes, that was very well said. Thank you again for being here, Anna.
Yes, thank you for having me.
And good luck on your new role. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Miranda. Coming up next in sports, a special homecoming for our dance and cheer teams as they wrap up another historic season.
And highlights from another conference matchup for our women's lacrosse team.
Join SAU Weekly's Luke Vera as he takes you inside SAU athletics. Stay tuned.